Hello, Bravehearted Beauties. It's Lindsay, and I'm sitting in my kitchen looking out over my pasture. And it's getting dark outside, kind of stormy week in Nashville. But we did have a little touch of sun a few minutes ago, and so I grabbed my camera and I took a picture for you so that you can see what I see when I look out there. I'm in the back pasture today. Usually I'm sitting in the front room looking out over the front where I see the sheep. Back here, I mostly see chickens, lots of dandelions growing, and ducks, and my neighbor's pasture. Anyway, okay, so I wanted to sit with you for a few minutes and just let you know that I've had something bubble up in me as a result of the last two posts, a question. And I thought maybe some of you could be thinking it too, so why don't we just explore it together? So the question that came up was, why does it matter that we learn to love ourselves? Like, why are we making such a big deal of this? Or why am I making such a big deal of this? And actually, I think God is making a big deal of it. And I think there's a reason. First of all, God says in the Bible that we are to love others as we love ourselves. So there's something to learning to love ourselves that makes a tremendous impact on how we love others. And I'll be honest, when I first heard that verse early in my Christian faith, it's like I took the first part, love others, and I just ran with it. Okay, that's my mission. I'm going to love others. And I didn't love others even all that well, but I did the best I could and what I knew to do as far as being loving. But I had no capacity for loving myself. I just didn't really understand the importance of that. And honestly, probably thought it was just a selfish thing. And I was like, well, that's not Christian. I don't want to be a narcissist. I don't want to be selfish. I want to be loving others and not myself. But the Bible says, love others as you love yourselves. So when we skip the part about loving ourselves, we actually miss something in how to love others. It's as if we don't have the capacity in place, or the reserves, or the capacity. We don't have the capacity to love others when we don't have any kind of self-love. And so I don't know if you're wrestling with that. I could talk about this for hours, and if you were sitting in the chair across from me, we could talk about it for hours. But I just feel like that's what God was whispering to me today, is that there may be some of you out there who are just wrestling with this, and you're maybe feeling a little conflicted about the concept of learning to love yourself and asking God to help you love what He loves, and why that's so important. So I hope this sheds a little light on it. I'm also, there's another thought that just popped up. I've heard it said that we can only love God and love others to the extent that we love ourselves. And I had never thought about that with God. I had never thought that my capacity to love God had something to do with my capacity to love myself. And what I think it is, well, I don't know. I think it has something to do with learning to love myself is something that comes from God. Learning to love yourself really is impossible apart from God. I have not met anyone who loves themselves well without God's help. I think there are people that are talking a lot about caring for yourself and nurturing yourself, but really loving is hard work. Really loving yourself in a way that is humble and not prideful requires a spirit that is other, something different than ourselves. We need God's help with it. And so, gosh, I don't even know where I was going with that. I feel like I'm on like three paths right now, but I just hope that in the rambling that you might find one path to walk down with God and just explore with Him. Ask Him, God, show me why learning to love myself has anything to do with you, and why does it have anything to do with loving others, and let him speak into it. He can do a much better job of speaking into it than I can, and I trust him to do that. So I'll stop talking now and invite you to ask him why this matters, and invite God in to this place of limited capacity and ask him to increase it. And I believe the way of increase is going to surprise you, that it has more to do with learning to love yourself than we ever knew or imagined. So go God, help us do this. Y'all have a great night. I'll see you soon.